Welcome to All Folks Racing PC coverage of round 9. Very late coverage of round 9, but better late than never. We have the Toyota Corolla, whatever. It's a Toyota and it looks like a touring car, more like almost like a GT car. We only have 11 drivers. This is round 9, race 1. Let's go through the grid and we are going to chase camera. Darren Head on pole position. What a surprise. Mark Elder on the front row. Another surprise. Jürgen Smets and Mike Stevens on the second row. Diogo Silva and Simon Allen on the third row. Rob Oldham and Christian Clark on the fourth row. Kev Allen and Fred Tennant on the fifth row. And on the sixth row, it's a lonely place for Jorge Luna. This combo should provide good racing, so let's go trackside and start this race at Brands Hatch. And away they go, and Darren Head is in the lead, but Mark Elder is going side by side into Paddock Hill Bend. No, he's not. He's tucking behind Darren. And look at that, there's already some action there. There's lots of action there. Lots of action, and Mike Stevens was involved in it. Let's go and see what happened to there's 4 cars. Oh dear, there's 4 cars off the track. We are going to record all the incidents. This is on board from Mike Stevens. He's in 5th place. Diogo Silva on the inside is cleared, and Mike got some help there. Some help from probably, I would say, probably Rob Oldham, but we are going to find out now in another replay. Oh, it was not Rob Oldham. It was, I believe, Christian Clark. Was he? Oh, it was Simon Allen. Let's find out who helped Mike Stevens into that spin. That Simon Allen that spins as well. Oh, what a disaster. And I think Christian Clark may be the instigator of this incident. Let's try to figure out what on earth happened here as he was going deep on the inside. Yes, he was. He's on the inside of Simon Allen, getting into Paddock Hill Bend, and then there is an opportunity, but ends up losing control of the car and then getting hit as well. So Christian Clark and Simon Allen and Jorge Luna and Mike Stevens all involved in this incident, as they all now try to avoid each other coming back to the track, and Simon Allen is really stuck in there. Christian Clark was the driver that was the most stuck, the stuckest, maybe this is the way to say it in English, and he's back into the race in 11th spot. Let's go back to the race leads. Beautiful Brands Hatch tent there and camping. But now we are in the back straight. There you go. And Mark Elder is under pressure from Jürgen Smets. This is still the first lap, 20-minute race. Diogo Silva is already falling behind. Diogo Silva under pressure from Rob Oldham, and the top 5 have checked out of everyone else. This is still the first lap into the Tickledale area, into the Sterling Moss curve. Is this the name of this curve? Corner, I think it may be. Into Clearways, and then the Jim Clark corner ending the first lap, and Darren Head has managed a half a second lead already over Mark Elder. Mark Elder continues to be under pressure from Jürgen Smets. Jürgen with a good start and very aggressive in these early stages of the race. Look at this, Diogo Silva under pressure from Rob Oldham. And, well, incredibly, Mike Stevens is in 6th place. And I wonder how this happened, because he was involved in that lap 1 incident. And, he's lucky that others have, but something happened with others. We are going to check out what has happened to Kev Allen, because I'm not sure he was involved in this first lap accident. And all of a sudden, he is dead last, when Christian Clark was the driver that was dead last. So let's find out what, if anything, exciting happened during the remainder of the lap. And the answer is yes. The answer is absolutely yes. Cavallan has lost it. He's been multiple times in the grass. He was in eighth place, running on his own, and he is going to lose control of the car. Is it? He's entering the back straight now. Too much acceleration. The curb. Oh yes, and he's in the grass. He's returning to the track. He's still in eighth place. Now he's down into that. Oh, and then returns to the track and hits the barrier. That wasn't the safest rejoining that I have seen in this simulation. He's going to lose 10th place. Yes, there is Christian Clark. Simon Allen is trying to go around Fred Tennant, and look at that. Uh, Mike Stevens, despite the fact that he was facing the wrong direction in turn one, oh, there you go, there's Jorge Luna as well. Lost control of the car. This is quite a difficult car to control. Here comes Simon Allen on Fred Tennant, and Simon Allen is going to go up into 7th place. Mike Stevens, incredibly, is in 6th spot. And let's go back to the race leads, and it's now a three-way battle for the lead there ahead in that 111 Mobile livery car is continuing to lead this race. Mark Elder, and something happened there at the back. What happened there at the back? That was Diogo Silva under pressure from oh, Diogo spun it. As he spun it, oh, and almost getting hit there. Oh, and this was a collision between Diogo and Rob Oldham. And let's see it from Rob Oldham's perspective. He was behind. I wonder what happened here. As well, they clearly were trying to go for the same piece of real estate. This is in the Graham Hill Bend. Diogo is going to run wide, and he runs wide, and Rob Oldham is now. Oh, and Diogo came back into his pathway. Not sure what Rob could have done differently there. Let's see this from Diogo's perspective. I think that Diogo was very eager to come back to the track after that incident. So let's see, he's in Graham Hill Bend. He's going to run wide, and then he goes back to the track. Oh, I'm not sure who went into whose line, but definitely a collision there, and Rob Oldham ends up losing a lot of time. So does Diogo Silva. Look at that. Mike Stevens, this is lap 2, and he's up into 4th place already after having an incident in Paddock Hill Bend after the start, but others have been having many incidents since then. Mike Stevens is up into 4th place, and look at that, the top 3 are now 10 seconds ahead of everyone else, and we are still on the 2nd lap of this race, so clearly a lot happening. And look at that, something has happened. Look at this, Mike Stevens is actually up into 3rd. What happened to Jürgen Smets? Disaster for the... Oh, and I did press the wrong button, so I'm going to have to fast forward this to lap 2. It does happen, but at least we'll have a look at Jürgen Smets. And a lot has happened in the first 2 laps. We are going to see what happened to Jürgen Smets in this race, lap 2. And it seems to me that Jürgen may have lost it here. Yes, he has, and he avoids the barrier. No, he doesn't. He's going to go into the gravel trap. And this is what happened to Jürgen. He's going to lose position. Mike Stevens up into 3rd place. And look at this, Jürgen is clearly stuck now. He's stuck in gear as well. He's lost 3rd. He's lost 4th to Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva already in 4th place, but Mike Stevens, this is the quickest recovery that I have seen in a while. This car definitely has a lot of Shell V-Power, as the livery of Jürgen Smets attests, because it's really tricky to... Oh, and look at that, this is Mike Stevens is already on the podium position. And lots of action, although the action we are seeing tends to be people just cocking it up, as one would say in British English. Mike Stevens, number 44, now in 3rd place, but let's look at the battle for the lead for a while, lap 3. And pretty much the only 2 drivers that haven't made any mistake are race leader Darren Head, Second place man Mark Elder. They are under a second from each other, and the battle is heating up as this race goes on. Now, third place man is Mike Stevens, now in 12 seconds from the leader. Fourth, Diogo Silva is where is he? He is not camping in Brands Hatch. He's not. We can see all the sponsors here, and he's back there. Number 30. Fifth is Jürgen Smets. That number 10 Shell V Power livery. Sixth is Simon Allen. Seventh is Fred Tennant. Fred has had a quiet race as well. I can't remember many incidents. Eighth is Christian Clark. And and Rob Oldham. Incredibly, Rob Oldham has lost a lot of time compared to Diogo. Look at that. He's lost. I'm sure this must have been another mistake. It's not possible that Rob has only made, well, that collision. I'm sure that something else may have happened with Rob, and we are going to figure out exactly what it was, because we want to capture all the action through the field. Look at that, there's someone ahead of Rob. Oh, and Rob has been, yes, he has been the other way around. There he is. This is in paddock Hill Bend, getting into Druid's corner. He's behind Fred Tennant. He's going to try to go on the outside, and that was a little bit too ambitious because he just spun. Now he's facing the wrong way around. He gets hit by, well, oh, and look at that. Jorge Luna had to take avoiding action, ends up off the track, and that's how Rob Oldham has dropped into 10th place. It's only Kev Allen that is behind him, and Kev has been struggling with his combo. He's not been able to recover. He's in 11th. 10th is the delayed Rob Oldham, and 9th is Jorge Luna. Jorge now is getting overtaken, and Rob is up into 9th place. 8th is Christian Clark. 7th is Fred Tennant. 6th is Simon Allen. 5th is Jürgen Smets, and Jürgen is getting very close to Diogo in 4th place. Mike Stevens is running on his own. He's got a 3-second gap ahead of Diogo, and he's got almost, well, more than 10 seconds behind the leaders that continue to battle closely. And look at that, there is Mark Elder really now being aggressive and trying to get the position from Darren Head. Didn't quite work there at Druids. We are on lap 4 still, and already lots of stuff have happened. Let's go trackside here with these two drivers. This is the battle for 4th place. Jürgen Smets, very quick in the beginning of the race, but then made that mistake on lap 2. He's now trying to recover to a podium position. And this is a good battle here. Also good is the battle for the lead. We'll keep an eye on it. It seems to me that Darren Head is like 6 or 5/10ths of a second ahead of Mark Elder, but Jürgen Smets is coming strongly, and I wouldn't be surprised if Diogo is going to lose the position very, very soon indeed. And here is Jürgen Smets. Here it's a bit of a tricky place to overtake, but now maybe on the inside of the next car. Look at this, Mike Stevens has actually, well, he hasn't lost a lot of time. He's still 4 seconds ahead, but the big battle is here as well as for the lead. Look at this, Jürgen Smets is really coming now. A bit tricky to overtake in this section, but he's going to potentially have a run into clearways, into the Sterling Moss Bend. Good exit there by Jürgen Smets, and he may now go on the inside or wait and have his chance on the inside of Paddock Hill Bend. Jürgen Smets is spinning. Jürgen Smets is spinning in the last corner, and he's pressed the reset button. That was almost a perfect spin. He doesn't lose a lot of time. Now the question is, does he lose any position? And the answer is no, because Simon Allen is coming in the background, but he's still a few seconds behind. Let's go back to the race for the lead. And good racing going on, but also a lot of mistakes with this car. I think people are just treating this like a touring car, when it has considerably more power and more control difficulty. Look at this, Mark Elder is really now going for it for the lead of the race, lap 5, and he is on a charge now on the inside of Darren Head. Gets out of it because he wasn't fully alongside, and well, nice battle for the lead here. Only 2/10ths of a second is the gap. and some brilliant racing going on. Let's look out for other battles. Unfortunately, the battles between Diogo Silva and Jürgen Smets have disappeared. Somehow running on his own, so is Christian Clark and Fred Dennett. We have a potential battle, and something has happened to Rob Oldham, and he has lost one more position, so the race is not going Rob's way. He started in the top 5, now he's slowly declining to 11th, but we're not going to see what happens because we are concentrated here on the battle for the lead. Look at this, Darren Head having to defend there. Truitt ends up compromising the racing line. Here comes Mark Elder again. Lap 6, and we are not yet at the midpoint of this race, which should be around the 10-minute, 11-minute mark. So we will have time for maybe 14 laps, maybe 13, 14 laps. So we are not still at the midpoint of the race. Battle for the lead is, look at that, there's a big battle there between Rob Oldham and let's go on board with Rob, and he has made a position on Jorge Luna, and we are going to find out how. That was at the exit there of, and oh, Jorge made a small mistake. He's in two wheels in the grass, and here comes Rob Oldham up into the top 10 now for him, and the next one in his recovery trajectory is Kev Allen sitting in 9th place. Let's go for other battles. There's a potential battle between Jürgen Smets and Simon Allen, but they are still a couple of seconds apart. Christian Clark running on his own, Fred Tarrant running on his own, Kev Allen running on his own. Well, pretty much everyone is running on his own, so we are going to go again, follow the battle for the lead. This is the closest battle on the track. They are in the last corner, completing lap 6 now. And look at this, Mike Stevens already 15 seconds away from the leader. So clearly is a two-way battle for the win, and Mike Stevens in the podium. Maybe Diogo Silva can still challenge, but Diogo is losing time actually. He's 5 seconds behind Mike, and look at this, the tire wear is starting to become a problem. We are on lap 7, and this Toyota is already not behaving very well for race leader Mark Elder. Let's race leader Darren Head. Let's go on board with Mark Elder. The chase camera, that Atlas Schindler. Look at that, it's a very tricky corner at the exit, and Mark lost a bit of time here at the exit of the corner now. He is further apart. Look at this, the gap is now 7/10 of a second, 6 now. But Mark is trying to figure out where on earth he can put a clean overtake for the lead of this race. He seems to be quicker in this second segment. Look at that, he was 7/10 of a second behind. Now he's 5, so he's definitely catching up in this second sector. Now let's see. Well, he's getting very close to there, and now the question is, where can he make a clean overtake? And the answer is, so far, nowhere. Not much happening in the rest of the track. We will go through the field in a moment at the halfway point. This should be the halfway point of the race. We believe we're going to have 14 laps. And Mark Elder continues to study the back section of Darren Head's car. This is a potentially good opportunity, diving down, dive bombing here into Druid. Not quite the opportunity yet. Let's go through the field and go trackside with the race leader. And let's do a quick update on the field. Darren Head is the leader, followed by Mark Elder. Third is Mike Stevens. Fourth is going to be Diogo Silva. There he is, the yellow car. Fifth is going to be Jürgen Smets. And sixth is going to be Simon Allen. And something happened to Rob Oldham. He's in pit lane. Let's figure out what happened. And he's retired from the race. So we'll go back to the going through the field. 6 is Simon Allen. 7 is Christian Clark. Fred Tennant in 8th place. 9th is Caval, and 10th is Luna. And here is Rob Oldham has retired from the race, so we only have 10 drivers running. Let's go trackside again with the two leaders. And look at that, they almost starting to lap other drivers. Into Paddock Hill Bend they go, and they continue to be nose to tail. 4/10 of a second. This is the closest that Mark gets. He's really after Paddock Hill Bend, but he's not close enough to make a move. He needs to be at least, well, 2 or 3 tenths of a second behind at the start finish to have a realistic go at taking the lead of this race. Now I can also see the battle for third. The gap is declining, so we'll keep an eye on that battle, that gap. But now it's 2.5 seconds, so it has dropped quite considerably. Has Mike Stevens made any mistake? Let's just quickly rewind and find out if anything of note has happened in the last few corners. Doesn't seem to be the case. And this is very tight racing, of course. It's only a matter of a small mistake for the gaps to come down. That number 44 is in third place, but now just 2.5 seconds away from Diogo Silva in fourth. So maybe we still have a shot at the battle for the podium. Let's go back to the race leaders. They continue to be nose to tail, and this has happened since the opening lap. And of course, this is the closest battle by far in this entire field, and thankfully it is the battle for the lead of this race. Round 9, of course, these two drivers are also battling for the championship of the spring 2022 season, and Mark Elder is currently leading from Darren Head. Darren definitely needs to take the victories here in this round to have any realistic chance of clinching the championship in the last round. But the bad news that Mark Elder is in second place and he's 20 seconds ahead of third place, so no one else is intervening in this battle now. It seems to me that Mark Elder is actually closer than ever, and maybe he's got a run into Paddock Hill Bend or a run into Druids. Let's see, this is at the end of lap 9. The gap for between third and fourth continues to decline. It's not only 2 seconds. We'll keep an eye on that battle, but now Mark Elder seems to be closer than in any other lap that we have seen. Can he dive into the inside here? The answer is no. He's not yet close enough. And Darren is doing a great job making that Toyota as wide as possible in that particular corner into Graham Hill Bend. This is lap 10 already, and we will have probably 14 laps in this race, so there'll be 4 to go at the end of this one. Now traffic is starting to be an issue. I can see Jorge Luna is already 1 minute and 30 seconds behind, and let's see how traffic could be a factor in this race or not. Certainly Luna is going to start receiving blue flags and possibly some verbal indication that the race leaders are about to lap him. And in fact, he's made a mistake. Did he make a mistake? Yes, he's I believe he's gonna lap down, didn't he? Yes, he's gonna lap down without any incidents, because the two leaders are already past that particular point of the track. Now Darren Head has opened a 6/10 of a second of a gap now. He seems to be a bit more comfortable this lap than in the previous lap. Look at that, the battle there. It's 1.5 seconds for third place. Let's have a quick look at that battle from the onboard of Diogo Silva. He's still a bit far behind, but he has been much further behind. So definitely we have a battle on for third place. 3 laps to go at the end of this one. And definitely it seems to me that we may have a battle for third as well as a battle for the lead. Now, where is the battle for the lead? Is traffic going to be a problem? I don't think so, because Cavallan, the next driver ahead of the leader, is still 20 seconds away, and he's lapping at a reasonable pace, only a couple of seconds behind or slower than the leader. So I don't think that back markers are going to be a problem here. let's look at the lap 11, and if anything, Darren Head is ahead of Mark Elder now. The gap has gone to 8 tenths of a second. This is bigger than it has ever been. And Darren Head is heading for another victory, surely. Let's look at the track side here for third and fourth. Mike Stevens still has, he's got 1.5 seconds. He's gained a bit of time as well. More battles. The battle between Jürgen Smets and Simon Allen has never materialized. 3 seconds between the two drivers. Everyone else is. Oh, look at this! There is a battle here between this is Kev Allen on Fred Tennant, and Kev Allen, who was in ninth, is now up into eighth place. That was a good move there. But unfortunately he does make a mistake. That number 8 car is now under pressure from Fred Tennant, number 33, and we do have quite a heated battle. Here comes Fred Tennant on the inside. There it is tricky, and you need to be side by side. And clearly Fred wasn't. So he is, and he's lost a lot of ground now. Let's go back to the race leaders. Let's go back to the race leaders and figure out what is happening. Look at this, Mark Elder has actually recovered now a lot of ground, and he is making a late charge for the win. These are the two drivers battling for the championship, and what a battle this has been. Darren Head has led every lap, but that's not the entire story. He's been absolutely brilliant, but Mark Elder has been absolutely on his tail. And this is not over by any means. Look at this, the battle for third. It's only a second between the two drivers. Let's have a look at how that visually is looking. Still seems to be enough of a gap that Mike Stevens can control it. And look at this, Mark Elder has lost ground now. He's crossed the line 6 tenths behind, and that's probably not enough for a charge. Look at this, he's sliding there into paddock hill bend. He's trying everything that he knows to be able to make a clean move on Darren Head. But the battle for third place is definitely on. Look at this, it's under a second now. The gap. So Diogo Silva is coming for third place now. Does he have the time? Lap 13. This is the penultimate lap of this race. And probably Diogo Silva has the same problem as Mark Elder, which is to find a way to make a clean pass with this car is definitely not easy. That Web Motors car is very, very quick indeed. But Diogo Silva half a second faster in the last lap. And these are the two race leaders that are as well finalizing another lap very, very soon. And that will be the start of the last lap. And look at that, absolutely brilliant battles here with the Toyota Corolla in Brands Hatch. Definitely a very popular combo with the drivers. A shame that only 11 drivers were here, but definitely very, very enjoyable racing, but not a lot of overtaking. We did see overtaking mostly as a result of mistakes. Now this is the last lap, last time through paddock hill bend and druids. We are going to follow the leaders of this race, and then we are going to switch to the battle for third place, because that's also hitting up there and head sliding a little bit. Now this is the last time, and can Mark Elder do a dive bomb here? The answer is no, he can't. This is the closest that Mark gets, because now Darren tends to gain a couple of tenths of a second, and that's just enough to get some breathing space. Let's look at the battle for third place. Not much is happening. Let's keep an eye on the battle for the lead. This is the last lap of the race, 7 tenths of a second between third and fourth. And Mark Elder realistically will have only a couple of opportunities to make it work. But now Darren has got a good exit there and doesn't seem to be under threat. So neither is Mike Stevens. Mike Stevens seems to be under control. Only, well, it's under a second the gap, but it seems to me that Mike Stevens is going to be able to finish in third place. We are going to see the last few corners, because maybe Mark Elder has something in the bag that we don't know, and he is coming strongly. Only a few corners to go here. Only one more breaking point. And look at this. Mark Calder is now going to try turn and he's going to have to go defensive because Mark Calder is coming with everything now on the inside. Almost contact, but they both survive to fight another day. And Derhead is going to take the win. What a finish! Classic touring car finish. Derhead wins, Mark Elder second. Mike Stevens is going to go into third place. The gap to Diogo Silva is under second, but no realistic chance now. Mike Stevens, unless he makes a mistake in the last corner, which he does not, is going to finish on the podium, which is a good recovery from the earlier incident. Diogo Silva in fourth place. Simon Allen has taken fifth from Jurgen Smets. We haven't seen what happened because we were so busy looking at the battle for the lead, but definitely Jurgen Smets, a bit of a disappointing race. He started in the top three and was very close to the leaders in the beginning. Ends up in sixth place. Seventh is Christian Clark. And there is Kev Allen in the background. He's in eighth place. Also a good recovery for Kev that has had a couple of incidents early on in the race. Christian Clark taking the checkered flag in seventh. And Kev Allen taking the checkered flag in eighth. And the last driver on the lead lap is Fred Tennant. And he's about to complete the race as well. And that's it. That is race one, round 9. Good racing with the Toyota Corolla. A bit more overtaking would be ideal, but nevertheless, a lot to look forward into race 2, which of course the Limited channel will be covering its entirety. So it's goodbye and see you soon.